Palestine used to be a dirty word in the mainstream. Some of that's changed now. Myself, you know, on the Black Star album, we give a shout out to Palestine. All through my career, I've been asked to perform at like Free Palestine or pro-Palestinian events. And just because of, you know, the way I look at my activism as intersectional, I've always supported this just in, you know, with my time and my energy.
Mm-hmm.
So as you know, as a performer, it's easy to do. Somebody asks you to show up for a good cause. It's nothing for us to come and rap for a good cause.
Absolutely.
So I've always done that just because it was easy to do. But then I got invited to do a show in Israel, right? And I'd never been to Israel, and I was like, they were offering me a lot of money, like more money than I ever seen for one show. So I took it, but then I started getting criticized because people are boycotting Israel. You have BDS. And so after a week or so, this Palestinian rap group, DAM, D-A-A-M, those brothers, good brothers, reached out to me.
Legends.
And they asked me to respect the boycott. So I did, gave the money back, respected the boycott, but then I got really I've been trolled a lot on the internet, but some of the worst trolling I ever received was when I backed out of that Israel show. And I say that to set up a situation where years later, after that, I've been very critical of Nazis. There was a venue in Kansas City that had Nazi band come in to perform, and I pulled out of the show because I'm like, I can't perform at a venue that has Nazis performing there. Right. And so that made these Nazis in Germany very mad. So they started a campaign to whereas in Germany a couple of years ago, they came up with a law that said if you were supportive of BDS, which is boycott, divest, as sanctions on Israel, if you are supportive of it, then we consider that hate speech. Now, Germany obviously has a vested interest in trying to prove to the world that they are on the side of Israel, clearly, right? But in my estimation, saying that you support the same strategy and tactic that people use to try to change the apartheid situation in South Africa, saying that you're supporting that as hate speech, especially if you're an artist saying it on a stage, to me that was going too far. And it didn't matter how I felt about it. All my shows in Germany were canceled. Germany, as you know, for hip hop, we do very well in Germany. You know what I'm saying? Germany is one of the places I go. I could do a whole tour, a whole month in Germany, just German cities. Yeah. Every show I did in Germany got canceled. And they started being like, Talib Kweli is anti-Semitic. And so I share that story because I asked a bunch of my peers to sign a petition to say that the way I was being treated was unfair. And some of my good friends who are in this business, most of them did not sign this. Some of them gave me reasons. Look, I got to work with this person. I can't be out here talking about Free Palestine. That's not what I could be doing. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just out here by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With like, it's just me and, you know, Roger Waters. that's it, right? But recently, with the events that happened this year, you start to see Rihanna tweeting, Free Palestine is sexy. You start to see a change of it. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on this. I know earlier in the interview you said you don't like to talk about this stuff in interviews, which I understand and I respect. You want to deal with it in your music. But I just want to see if you had any thoughts on my experience.
I mean, to me, when it comes to protest, when it comes to boycott, when it comes to, you know, standing up for something, freedom of assembly, you know, being able to get together and be like, we all don't agree with this. You know, that's our, you know, that's our God-given right. Whether it is in the law, but whether it was or not, that's always going to be the power of people is to get together and, you know. So I think, you know, trying to stop any of that is crazy in itself. You know, I think people should, no matter what they got a problem with, if they want to boycott it for some reason, they should absolutely have the right to. You know? And I feel like even if you're a company, right, and you don't want to get boycotted, just don't do no whack shit.
I agree with that.
You know, if you keep shit cool and you give back, and you know, the people are not gonna they're gonna love you. You know, and that's what it comes down to. So I think people should always have that right, and nobody should ever try to take that. And I think, you know, for you to stand in support of something you believe in, I'm not saying everybody should agree with you. No, there's definitely going to be another side of the coin, right?
Right.
But that right should be yours without without that cutting into anything that you're doing professionally or anything, you know, that's your right. That,
Right.
to me, that's how I look at it.
I agree with you because, you know, I'm not even like the BDS dude. I'm not out here waving the flag, shouting BDS, wearing T-shirts, none of that. I was just like, okay, people I respect ask me to respect the boycott, I'm gonna respect the boycott. But because I think I just be talking too much. That's what it is. I be talking about shit too much. They be like, no, we don't go get him. I be opening my mouth.
It's all perspective too, man. You give people a perspective they might not have seen before. You know, whether in your raps or when you speak, it's like that's dangerous. You know, that's something a lot of people don't like. You know,
Right.
Not just in this specific situation, but just, you know, people that are in power in general in any situation don't like to see, you know, free thinkers.
That's true.
That are eloquent.
And it was not an opportunity missed, because if it was for you, then you would have been there. So,
That's
you
true.
know?
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Absolutely.
What we done started. Look at what we done started. This the people party. When opportunity knocking, then young nigga move that door. Whoa, get your foot stuck in it, call me young, go get it. Now you can't fuck with it, might as well roll with it. What's the